old-fashioned. I love the moonlight. I love the old-fashioned things. I'm looking at the world through rose-colored glasses, and it says everything I feel. I have learned so many things, not just how to make bichyssoise or calf's head with sauce vinaigrette, but a much more important recipe. I have learned how to live, how to be in the world and of the world, and not just to stand aside and watch. And I will never, never again run away from life, or from love either.
Have you ever found yourself in a job where you love what you do, it helps others, you have talent, you have passionately worked for free for a decade to improve your craft, and yet your industry, or those with the power to decide your fate, are not people or systems with integrity that you can respect? This has been my position for 20 years. Everything indicated that I should give up, but I kept thinking it's naive to be sucked into this modern way of calculating one's value based on some little random number beside the word subscribers or followers or views or likes. I knew in my heart that what I was doing was sincere and of quality, and if I could just find the right people in the world, I felt sure someone out there would consider my work worth something more than my pitiful social media numbers. For many years, I was my own little cheerleader. Come on, Kylie, you believe in your work, that's all that matters. Then it became less about keeping my self-belief up and boiled down to figures. I simply couldn't work 70 to 80 hours a week for free and cover expenses. The industry I have chosen is not meritocratic. That is, it's not about how hard you work or how talented you may be. It rewards those who network the most with the top YouTubers and those who post the most frequently. Of course, like any artist, I would love large audiences, but not at any cost. It's all very well to talk of these ideals and my desire for slow, conscious creation. However, for this whole plan to work, to retain integrity, to be able to produce an episode every week alone with love and research and deep thought as to who it might comfort or inspire, I rely on one crucial element: that total strangers might donate to my channel even though they receive nothing extra in return. People today often feel this modern world is devoid of manners and gratitude, that ruthless selfishness pervades, that everyone has an agenda, that romance is dead or at least naive. Well, not here, my friends. Welcome to a world where people are polite and believe so ardently in good, in the restorative power of poetic detail, in sensitivity to beauty, in hard work, that they would donate, some just a one-off and others monthly, to ensure this channel exists. This month I dedicated my time to writing to these incredible patrons all over the world, the old-fashioned way.
Ma a causa di intenso traffico non possiamo al momento soddisfare la sua richiesta. La invitiamo a richiamare più tardi.
600 lettere.
Lettere?
Sì, in buste piccole, dimensioni 13.5 per 9 centimetri.
Le faccio un preventivo per una busta, una singola busta?
Sì, grazie, molto gentile.
Bene. E il prezzo è 41,17 €.
Sì, che mi
Invece poi l'expedite, se il pacco viene spedito oggi, venerdì, arriva venerdì prossimo e il prezzo è 31,17 €.
Ok, allora quindi la risposta è che non mi conviene, perché pagare 31 euro per spedire una lettera è molto costosa, no?
Lo so, ma negli Stati Uniti d'America stiamo parlando, signora.
buonasera. Io devo spedire quasi 550, 600 lettere in tutto il mondo, tutti indirizzi diversi, infatti è molto impegnativo. Volevo capire più o meno quanto mi costerà.
Le lettere mi devi far vedere quanto pesano.
Sì.
9 per 14 ci siamo nelle misure?
No, non ci siamo. I was 0.5 of a centimeter short. Now, at that point, I had already bought 500 Florentine cards and envelopes, thinking they would be okay to send like in the rest of the world. But of course, Italy is different. The woman at the post office seemed to think that they would be fine. She said, no, andranno bene, they will be okay. But I decided to call for a second opinion.
E altri servizi di corrispondenza, digita 3. Per assistenza sui servizi...
Le dimensioni delle buste mandate all'estero?
A memoria le dico la verità, non lo so, non lo posso sapere.
E poi sono andate di persona, ieri
Dove è andata? In che ufficio è andata di persona?
In the end, I decided to put the 13.5 envelopes in larger Italian standard size envelopes just to be safe. Now all I had to do was contact each patron, find out their address, reread all their messages to me in the past 3 years, write personal messages, address the envelopes, and hope that they get to their final destination.
That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
I'm the type that they classify as cool.
Quaint that they mother you, quaint that they brother you, must be another you, I like the other you.
I'm old-fashioned, I love the moonlight, I love the old-fashioned things, the sound of rain upon a window pane, the starry song that April sings. This year's fancies are passing fancies, but sighing sighs, holding hands, these my heart understands. I'm old-fashioned, but I don't mind it. That's how I want to be, as long as you agree to stay old-fashioned with me.
credo che guardare quel video mi abbia cambiato la vita.
So excited. My tins just arrived. I had to order these, and it was quite difficult to find this size and tin because you're not allowed to send glass bottles of olive oil overseas. But I found these, and they're beautiful, and I'm going to put little homemade labels on them, and then we're going to fill them up with the best extra virgin olive oil. If you are a top level patron, there's only a handful of you, but I'm going to send you the most delicious olive oil. If you haven't seen the Vendemmia episode, go back and watch that, because it's that olive oil from this season, which was the best season they've ever had. Guido was saying and you taste it. I mean, it's just, the olive oil is so delicious, and there's two types of olive oil we've got here on the property. There's one that you just sort of use in cooking or whatever, and then there's one that is just, the flavour is incredible, and that is the one that I'm going to send you. I'm sorry I can't do this for everyone, because unfortunately it does cost a lot to send even a small bottle like this. It costs about $50 to send it internationally, so yeah, unfortunately it can only be for the top level patrons, but yeah, well, I'll have a little chat to you while I'm making these labels. I've been a bit worried because I don't know, it's difficult to decide who I respond to. In fact, that's why I didn't make it like, okay, if you pay over this amount, I'll write to you. I'm writing to everyone, even to people who have only donated $1. So that doesn't even cover the cost of the card and the envelope. But the fact is, there are some people who have been supporting me, way back since 2018, and it's just, I'm sorry it's taken me so long to send out something tangible. I feel like I've just been racing. I mean, ever since when I first started Patreon, I was in such a bad place because I was so sad, because I thought I'd genuinely have to give up this channel and this whole plan, this whole dream, this career as well, and so since then I've just been racing to work, and I guess as much as it's important to keep, because I feel, I guess, this responsibility to get out more and more episodes and try and inspire you or give you what you paid for, which is content, right? But then, as I said in the beginning, I mean, this channel really wouldn't exist if not for the patrons. So particularly those of you who have stuck with me over the years, it's been really lovely to just take some time and really meditate on that and think, wow, these people really made it all possible. Actually, one of these high tier patrons is Brian, my friend Brian, who you've all seen at one point or another, and it's so touching because he's seen much more than you guys have seen, the real lows, and also throughout this I've constantly been on the phone to my mother saying, oh, but what about if people see that I've done a watercolor for some people and then their note arrives and they don't have it, or they don't have a Polaroid picture, and it was so difficult. In the end, I just responded to people randomly. I didn't do it in order of who's spent the most or who's more deserving, because how can you really? I mean, lots of people have had a difficult year, and then you can't really do some hierarchy of pain, can you? Because there are some people who have lost family members, and I suppose I went to a little bit more trouble for them. But if your note arrives and it's not if it's not what you were expecting, if it's not some of the things that I've shown on film here, I apologize. I couldn't do it for everyone, and it wasn't that I just chose out my favorites, not at all. Sometimes I was writing letters at 3 a.m, so perhaps I was a little bit more tired, and other mornings you might have got me just when I was caffeinated and had lots of energy. Sometimes even I would read your messages and then I would get so emotional I'd actually have to call my mother and say, oh my gosh, listen to this, look at this, listen to this person's story, and therefore I was behind, and then maybe I didn't get to write such a long letter. Or with the Polaroid pictures, sometimes the film, it's only sold in packs of 10, and then if I'd just taken a lot of photos and then I woke up in the morning and ran out of film, and I'm in the countryside here, so I can't just pop out and buy some more, so all the letters that I wrote that day didn't have Polaroid pictures. But it's just a monumental task, and it's so many people. It's like almost 600 people, but what I plan to do is just continue now, because I have to get back to making weekly episodes, because that's what you're paying for, and so I will just set aside about 4 hours a week. Probably on the weekend I'll continue getting down the list and writing and replying to everyone. So if you can be patient, your letter is coming. I will get to everyone, I promise. As a final message, please just remember, it's not only YouTube's algorithm that gives us a false sense of worth. For you, it may be a boss or colleague who never gives you the work you crave, your bank account balance that doesn't reflect your effort or talent, the shape of your body in the mirror, an unsupportive partner, family or friends who don't fully understand your dreams. So many things in life can tell us our value to the world, but the only voice that actually matters is yours. Not numbers, not likes, not comments from others. Only that voice that spoke to you before you became cynical or scared or influenced by others. If I had given up and believed that my value to the world was what YouTube declared it to be, with low subscriber numbers and low views, I never would have kept going and broken through to the other side to find this community. I don't know if any of you will remember, but back in 2016, I made a video on how to fight depression, and I said, believe in yourself, and sooner or later, others will believe in you too. Well, 5 years later, thank you to my patrons for making me feel like this is finally happening.